Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Livin Our Dreamz. Continuing on our Xmas vlog, sort of. Today we're going to do Christmas traditions, old and new. In other words, from what we did when we were not in each other's lives, to what we do now together as a family, not just us, but also with our children.
And we're wearing the same shirts from a previous video because we're doing multiple videos on one day. So we do change clothes. Real tree or fake tree?
For the most part, we had real trees. We went to a lot that had pre-cut trees and brought them home. As I recall, we didn't go crazy early either to get them.
We never have bought a real tree. We always had a fake tree. The only people I knew that had real trees, they were getting it like the day before Christmas or the week before. So when did you?
It was at least a
your
week
Christmas
before. I want to say it was about a week and a half, 2 weeks before. But Mom will chime in, I'm sure, and correct me on that.
Another reason why I didn't want a real tree is because we always faithfully would put up our tree the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we didn't do that either.
Without fail. I mean, you only get a month. Like I want to enjoy the month.
We left ours up. I seem to recall it stayed up for a couple of days after Christmas. It might have even gotten all the way to New Year's. But
yeah. So now we still have the fake tree. Let's be honest. I was willing to get a real tree this year, and you know what he told me when I said, "Well, let's get ready to go." Don't plan my day for me. Don't plan my Saturday for me. I'll go when I'm ready. He just made a big fuss about it. So I said, you know what? Give me my fake tree. Then I'll deal with you every year and fussing and griping about getting the tree. So he really does not seem to want to put in the time and effort to go cut one down.
False.
For a while when we have a real tree right now.
Because I know my wife, and you were doing your usual research. It's a fire hazard, and what if you don't water it every night? And
I let it go. I was like, hey, let's go. So this Saturday, let's get that real tree.
This gives her the control she wants, because when it comes to Christmas, she is a bit of a control freak.
Oh, please.
Oh, you absolutely are.
Please. I was ready to start this new tradition.
Yes, you are a control freak about the whole Christmas past.
So I guess for as long as, I live, I will be with the fake tree.
Yeah, we'll be ripping down the tree that's upstairs and putting in a real tree.
I'm all right with that. Then we're best of both worlds. Christmas Eve, did you ever open a present on Christmas Eve, or did you save it all for Christmas Day?
When we were little, that was sacrilege. No such thing. But when we got older, I would guess probably about our daughter's age, somewhere in that area. I'm not sure why, but we started doing this Christmas Eve thing. And I think it was because at that point, when we got a little older, we started going to Christmas Eve church services. When we were little, we didn't, because frankly, it's really difficult to get a kid to sit tight through a Christmas Eve midnight mass. I think right after we got home from midnight mass, we would open one present. So technically it was Christmas Day, and I think that's how my mom made her peace with it.
I know we never went to midnight mass, although we had, there was a church that we went to that would have Christmas Eve service quite early in the night and go through late in the night, but we didn't do that every year. But I would get to open presents at like 12:01 midnight on my own. So there really probably was not a purpose for me to open it. Unlike what we do now, our current tradition is we open one smaller gift on Christmas Eve, and then the kids wake up the next morning and we all experience that together. We were just allowed to open it as soon as the clock struck 12. And
when you were a child.
Yeah, and I was a kid. Yeah.
They kept you up until after midnight.
I wasn't kept up. My mom went to bed. Yeah, I would watch the Pope. I would watch Christmas Eve Mass on TV.
You a big Pope follower, are you?
I was not, but back then we didn't have a whole lot of options for TV channels, and it was something to pass the time. And it just became a thing. It was like when the Pope starts his mass, it's almost Christmas. So I would watch that every Christmas Eve until, it was time to open a present. And I'd open all the presents by myself because I don't even think my older sister was up at that time. I don't remember opening it with her.
Sounds to me like Venus here made her own little sneak into a tradition.
I didn't have to sneak. I was allowed to do
Mom
this.
was asleep. Sister was nowhere to be found.
I was allowed to do it, so I did
that's
it.
what we call sneaking in to get your present and just saying, well, it's already Christmas, so I'll just keep it open.
No.
Like I said, I think the way my mom made her peace with it, because I don't think she liked the idea. I think she does now, but I think when we first were like, why can't we open on Christmas Eve? The way she got around that was, well, fine, we'll go to church.
Right, and then
then when we get back, it'll be 12:30 or whatever, and it'll be Christmas. So, haha, new.
Technically, I'm not really a big fan of it either. That's why we usually give them the smallest gift possible. Or even if it's a big gift, but we know it's not the main gift, we let them open that, and then they can feel like they got to do something. The baker Christmas sweet person in our house was my older sister, who was 8.5 years older than me. So every Christmas she would pretty much make the same thing. She would make popcorn balls, Rice Krispie treats, sugar cookies, the sweetest sugar cookies you ever did want to have, but they were good to me. And not chocolate chip cookies, but those M&M cookies where you make it like a chocolate chip cookie, but you put the M&Ms in there. And that was just her thing every year. And the problem with that, though, is you could only enjoy it the night of her making it, because she had this habit, and I don't know why she thought she needed to do this, but she would smash the cookies down with a spatula and make them super flat. And doing that, of course, we didn't realize at the time, it would make them rock hard by the next day, usually within a few hours. And we never knew why her cookies were so hard. Like, you could break a tooth on those cookies. So I would, stalk the stove and wait for it to be fresh out of the oven, because I knew that was the only time I would be able to enjoy her cookies without losing my teeth. But
so you literally were getting them before they set.
Yeah, soft and hot out of the oven, because they were really. One year she did try some. She tried to throw a new one in the bunch with some candy cane cookies, and she made like 3 batches, and they were terrible. They were so bad. It tasted like I'm guessing what Play-Doh would taste like.
Shout out to you, Shannon.
Salted Play-Doh or something. It were terrible. And that's the only cookie she made that year, so I was left hanging and disappointed.
Fruitcake?
Oh no. We actually got a fruitcake once, and it sat. It was not eaten.
A fruit brick? So for my family, again, childhood family, my mom, I don't think she's the world's best baker, but man, she gets in that mode, and she still does it a bit even today. She would make sugar cookies that, I don't know if she got that from her mother or from a book, and she would do like Pillsbury frosting or whatever, one of those frostings, but she would always get vanilla frosting, plain white vanilla frosting, and she would divvy them out into bowls and then food color the different ones, and then we could paint our frosting on with the different colors and frost all them up. So that was one. Peanut butter blossoms, she still makes those somewhat. Buckeyes became a tradition later in the career, and it's chocolate with this like peanut butter. You roll that and then you dip it in chocolate and let it sit till it sets. It looks like a Buckeye. And we really didn't do any pies until my mom got a recipe for Hershey pie.
Hershey pie has become a favorite dessert in our household too. Mm-hmm. Do you make it at Christmas?
I make it at Christmas.
Okay. My first experience with the now beloved Hershey pie was the first Thanksgiving that I spent with him and his mom. Mm-hmm. And she brings it over, and he told me about it.
Pause.
What?
I was living in that house prior to her, single, for at least 1 or 2 Thanksgivings.
There is no defense. No
at least 1 or 2 Thanksgivings. Continue.
So she brings it over, and she says, I make this for Brian every year, And now that you have a family, Brian, I expect for you to share it
That
with
is not how it
your
went.
family.
She made me my
So-
traditional Thanksgiving Hershey pie.
She made 2, didn't she? Didn't she make 2 that year, or was it the second year?
The second year she made 2
Okay,
because of the
Yeah.
fallout.
Yeah. So, and you could tell he was not happy about sharing because he told me in private she didn't really mean that. She made it for me.
That's right.
And she was being polite. So
That's
she
exactly
didn't really
right.
want you to have it.
That's right.
And he was serious. He
You
was so
intruded
serious
on
about it.
my tradition with my mother
No,
and that
she told you
sacred
to share.
Hershey pie.
So let me tell you, we had one piece. My daughter and myself, we had one
That's right.
piece. The next night, I opened the refrigerator and the Hershey pie was done.
That's right.
It was gone. This man ate almost a whole Hershey pie in one night.
Look, Hershey pie's got 8 pieces.
One
I gave up 3.
night.
So the other 5 pieces I ate.
There was 2 of us.
Yeah.
You had one that
3 were gone the first night. And didn't Mom have a piece? So technically that was 4
no,
that
your
I had
mom
to give
didn't
up.
have a piece. She left it.
I gave up half the pie.
No.
Minus my piece for the first night.
This man
So I ate a half a pie
is so
by myself.
Petty
Petty
that he
schmetty.
stuffed
That was
himself
my
with
pie.
Hershey pie.
That was no, and
And-
that is not exactly how it went down because we got into a little fight over the last piece of pie, if you recall.
Yeah, but you gave us the skinniest little
You're
piece.
darn tootin'.
So
That
we
was
barely
my
had it.
pie.
And I told on him
That
to
was
his
my
mom.
pie.
I said,
That was my pie.
your son
Yeah.
ate
And she
that whole
said-
pie.
She said, "That was his pie."
No, she didn't. She
She
did
said,
not.
"You
She
back
did
off
not.
of my son's
so
pie."
She kindly, for this petty man over here, made 2 pies the next year so he could have a whole dang on pie to himself. And he still was trying to eat the other one.
Good mom.
Just wrong.
Hands off my
So
pie.
every time Hershey pie comes up, I always remind him of that petty display of behavior.
It's not
on
petty
our
at all.
first Thanksgiving
You know
together.
what? It's my tradition, and you.
So it is a delicious pie, by the way, and I do enjoy partaking of it.
Hey.
Our tradition now is usually he will make a Hershey pie for Christmas, and if I don't cook on Thanksgiving, I'll make the Hershey pie. But and
I made one on Thanksgiving.
yeah. Because I cook. Because usually whoever makes the main
I
deal. does the
always
dessert.
make one for Thanksgiving.
So he'll make a Hershey pie. I take my sister's marshmallowy standards of popcorn balls and Rice Krispie treats. I still do
think
that.
my mom made Rice Krispie treats once in a blue moon.
Yeah. I do sugar cookies now, and I make the color icing so the kids can decorate them. And if I'm really feeling it, which is probably once every 3 or 4 years, I'll make peanut butter cookies because I really like those. And then last year, or was it 2 years ago, he added this peppermint.
The peppermint blossoms?
The peppermint pie.
Oh, the Hershey pie that was
Oh
remixed
my
with
god,
pepper.
he remixed the Hershey
So,
pie and made it to a peppermint
The
pie.
problem
and I
is
fell
it's
in
hard to
love.
get those peppermint chocolates.
Oh my god,
That's why
that
I
pie
don't
was
do it
so
every
good. If he
When I
could
can
just
get my
add
hands
that
on
to the
it,
mix.
I don't mind making it. I would, especially for Christmas. I don't mind making that at all. It's an easy pie to make.
Yeah, I think we've had it 2 Christmases. Was eggnog the thing? Did you have special drinks?
Yeah, I don't remember eggnog being a huge partake. We had it a couple times. I don't remember my mom actually making scratch eggnog.
Or did she buy one?
I think she bought it.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I got the real eggnog until I was out on my own, where it's been bourbonified the way it should be.
We used to have eggnog in the house, usually every year, the week of Christmas. I loved it. And then there was like 2 or 3 years where we didn't get it. And I begged my mom to buy it again. And the next time she bought it, I no longer liked it. It was like disgusting to me.
She won't drink it now.
Now, and to this day, I don't like it anymore. So I don't know what happened. I just lost my taste for it. The kids, I'll buy it usually for them, but I don't.
The middle one will drink it.
Yeah, they don't seem
The
to
other
be
two-
big on it. Hey.
Yeah, you're the middle one. Pipe down. Mulled wine was when it was later, after we were all old enough to be drinking, would find its way in every now and then. And I recall a Christmas type of a punch, a warmer punch. And I think that might have been my aunt that came up with that.
Did you make a special meal?
Oh yeah.
For us, we used to eat turkey for Thanksgiving and turkey for Christmas, and we were so turkeyed out by the end of December that I didn't even want turkey for the following Thanksgiving, because we had been doing that my entire life, and everybody at the same time just said we cannot do turkey again for Christmas. So we started doing, I think it was a roast and greens and I don't know what else, but I know those were the two main things. So
I recall roast. We were meat and potatoes, and that was kind of the splurge for the meat, was the roast. I don't ever recall doing a turkey on Christmas, but maybe I just don't remember it.
And now we pretty much still do roast. Like I still can't do turkey twice. I don't eat ham, so the safe bet for us is usually roast. So since you didn't get up or stay up till midnight, what time did you get up in the morning to open your presents?
Oh my! There were sometimes I think we were up at like 5 in the morning.
Oh,
we were pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
No, that will never happen. That was my middle child chiming in saying he'd like to do that. I don't think it happened often. I think that there were sometimes we tried and we were told to go back to bed. But I do recall, like I said, my mom was ready to go, but my dad was dragging, and we had to wait till my dad got out there to open. You got to go to church on Christmas Day?
I don't think so. I don't recall that. It was just surprising because the church that I went to, it was church like all the time. So I don't remember that. Maybe I blocked it out. Maybe we did go to church.
Is there something you want to tell me?
No, I'm just saying that church was always in session.
She is a closet heathen.
No, I just. So
you played with your jackhammer starter kid?
He's referencing that. I was a tomboy.
Your jackhammer.
So
I'm doing this intentionally in case before you guys go. That's a really interesting jackhammer.
Because I liked boy toys. I don't know. I like G.I. Joes and Transformers, so that's why I'm talking about my jackhammer toy. I never had a jackhammer toy. But what was your ultimate favorite Christmas gift that you were just?
Geez, I don't know. Kind of in the genre of Hot Wheels racetracks, but it wasn't a Hot Wheel. The whole track were air tubes, and it was literally air pressured cars, and you'd open it up and drop the car in, and it would. And I remember playing with that. I don't remember if this was my direct present or one of my brothers, but Johnny Bench Batter Up. Look it up. Getting my actual hockey sticks. That was a big deal, especially since I was a lefty and everybody else was righty. So it was quite annoying when I first started playing, trying to flip a right-handed stick around.
For me, I remember my first big, excited, special, I really wanted that gift was a rocking horse. And it was big. You had to climb up on it. And it was those things with, the springs. And I rocked myself silly on that. I was probably 5 or 6. I love that thing.
That explains a ton.
My really awesome, memorable Christmas gift was a TV for my room.
Oh yes, the infamous
TV. And I hate even saying that around my kids because we don't let them have a TV in their room. So for me to talk about that, they look at me like, "How you're such a hypocrite." And I'm like, I asked for it. I was not the parent in this situation. And now I'm the parent and I'm making the decision for it. But it was amazing. And I love that TV. It's probably about that big. And then probably one of those gaming systems. I don't know if it's Nintendo or Sega.
Oh, you know what? That reminds me. We got a family present that was one of the gaming systems.
Yeah, and it was so special because we had been trying to get it for years. It was sold out every year. So when I finally got it, it was oh my god! I finally, What is your most memorable to this date best Christmas gift that you've received?
So one is definitely my skateboard. I love it.
Oh, okay.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And the big remote control car that's like this big.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed our trip down memory lane. I hope one day, somewhere, somehow, this is available for our children to look at, and their children to remember what old grandma and grandpa did when they were kids and what their mom and dad did too. So thanks for watching. I had fun reminiscing. I don't know about him, but
I had an amazing time. You know the drill. Subscribe, share, like, comments down below. Check back for the next video. Ho, ho, ho.